Very quickly, this hour, we shall be looking at the scriptures, and I want to take our Bible reading from Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3, we shall be looking at from verse number 1 to verse number 7, and I'll be very brief of Genesis chapter 3. And I read, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, had God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die." Verse number 5. "For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat." Verse number 7, the last voice. "And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons." Ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak on what I title this hour, Effect of Culture on Civilization. Effect of culture on civilization. What is culture? Culture is what we are. Culture is what we are. And when we talk about culture, we talk about culture speaks of our ideas. Culture speaks of our custom. Culture speaks of our behavior, our character. And culture is what we are. And by the grace of God today, from where we read, when God created or made man in his own image and likeness, he placed man in the beautiful garden, and God gave man an instruction of all of these trees, of all of these trees, of all of these fruits, eat, but this particular one, don't touch it. The day you touch it, the day you eat out of it, you die. And man was flowing in the grace of God, until God also said, It is not good for the man to be alone, let's make him a helpmate. Then the woman came. But listen to me, we are talking about what? The effects of culture on civilization. And the serpent came to the woman and said, Did God actually say that the day you eat of this fruit, you will surely die? And the woman said, Yes. And the serpent said to the woman and said, That's not true. God didn't know that the day you eat of this fruit, your eyes will be open. Civilization, your eyes will be open to so many things that God is hiding from you. And before you knew what was happening, the woman ate and gave to the husband. And the Bible says the moment both of them ate, they became naked. Now you see civilization. Today, by the grace of God, I like us to listen and listen very well. We have seen that so many parents have failed in the area of upbringing of their children when it comes to culture and traditions. And we just saw from some of the questions that were asked, some of the children that came up. So many don't even know where we are from. They don't even know our base. So today, by the grace of God, we are going to use this service, this program, this message to bring every one of us back home to know that we have a base. The white people we copy. It is very unfortunate that we don't copy the good ones. Yes, civilization have brought so many good things to our lives, to our society. And of course, there is no way you talk about that when you don't talk about the vast of education we now have. That is civilization. Look at the informations that are easily passed today. Unlike in those days when we were coming up, you have to queue to make up. But today, civilization has brought handset. Everybody sitting down under the sound of my voice, I'm sure we all have handset. But what we do with the handset is what we should be looking at. Civilization. Now, I want to touch one or two places, one or two points. Permit me to touch one or 2 points. Before now, what we were building was face me, I face you. Or let me use the word. Before now, couples were living in one room. But from the days when flats start calling, then you're now beginning to see 3-bedroom flats. Then what happened? The man will tell the wife, you go to that room, this is my room, this one is for the children, every one of us will use the sitting room. And that, please, this is my own opinion, that has wreaked a lot of havoc in so many homes today. In those days, when the husband and wife stays in one room, if there are issues between them, if there are quarrels in between them, no matter how deep and how sore that quarrel is, they will definitely settle themselves because they live in one room. True or false? Thank you. But today, what are we seeing? When the woman stays in her own apartment, you are operating from your own room, she's operating from her own room, and there is misunderstanding in between. Take it from me, in those days, there are ways our fathers, our parents, they have their own way of handling issue, because definitely the woman will enter, and while both of them are together, you will definitely hear, I'm sorry, and the man says, don't do it again, because they will definitely still sleep together in same bed. I am sure the highest punishment the man will make on the wife is, you will not lie down on the bed with me, oh yeah, sleep on the ground. And maybe by the time the woman sleeps on the ground for 1, 2, 3 days, the woman will come to apologize. But today, a woman that has her own room to herself, even when there are issues among them, She said, to hell with the man. And you as a man too, let me quickly say this. When you also begin to, like you are trying to punish the woman by neglecting her, rejecting her food, don't forget, you are building her up to become an independent of herself. And a time will come when both of you are growing old, she will no longer need you, because you have taught her the hard way of becoming a self-independent. You see, I am not saying having 3 flats is not good. We call it civilization, but it has hampered so many marriages today. Number 2, the issue of abroad, traveling abroad and all of that. We have seen that couples who were living very well together here, praise together, eat together, I'm sure they are a happy family. But because their income were not compatible enough to take care of the family, and they just put their heads together and they say, okay, who will travel? And the woman says, okay, the man says, let me go. And the man travels. We have also seen, based on that area of civilization, a lot of things that are happening to so many homes. Children nowadays don't even know where they come from. Parents don't speak their language to their children, excepting some women are very good, they still do that. But the men, some men don't have time to bring up their children. Look at what we are seeing in those days, sir. In those days, I remember, if a woman want to sit on top of a bike, she sit like this. 2 of us. Huh? She don't spread her leg. But today, what are we not saying? Civilization. Bah. Expose everything that are not supposed to be exposed. Find out, you are copying the white people. Go and find out abroad. If the white man has 10 rooms, find out. The man and the wife stays in one room and spread the other room for their children. They go upstairs and stay together. A white woman can never leave the husband. For what, to stay in her room? You are copying something, and copy the good one. Instead, 7 days, 1 week baby, they have a cot, they just place the baby, put some, what have you, toys and what have you, put it on the baby, and bye, and see you morning, see you in the morning, see you in the morning. The woman will carry the man, yeah, let's go. They go to their room. They stays there. But here, it's not so. So today, let us learn the good one. Culture, by the grace of God, strong culture have great potential to save civilization from failing or falling. I still thank God today that some of us who have a very strong culture, we are still retaining in spite of civilization, even while others are losing their hair. Because of our culture, some of us are still standing firm. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because of our base, there are some certain things we cannot do because of where we are coming from. In spite of the spread of civilization, in spite of things we are seeing around us, there are still people from a very good home that are saving the civilization. Otherwise, what we would have been seeing in life today Who is controlling who? A bag of cement, I was told 14,000 naira. People are killing themselves. Why are you killing yourself? If they want us to go back to the days where we use white red sand to mold and build house, so many houses are still standing today with those red mods and all of that. Are the houses complaining? Are they complaining? So why are you killing yourself? Very many along the road are still standing strong. Look at some of the roofing. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget your base. Don't forget your culture. Don't forget your tradition. The fact that everybody is doing it does not make it right. The fact that everybody is doing it what does not make it what? Right. Don't forget where you are coming from. In those days, during marriage traditions, our culture, we don't request for a bag of rice. It's just 24 naira. Some families. But today, I went to a marriage, Benin marriage for that matter, and the family says if bag of rice is not present, all of you should go home. It has not been our tradition. That has not been our culture. Because they saw others demanding for bags of rice. So they now introduce this, say the world has changed, civilization has come. Gone are those days. These days, you need to demand for bags of rice. Let us not forget our base. Tell somebody, don't forget your base. Tell somebody, don't forget your base. Tell somebody, don't forget your base. By the special grace of God, our tradition speaks of our behavior and our belief that is passed down from one generation to another. Therefore, let each and every one of us stand our ground to retain our culture, to retain our tradition. Learn to teach your children how to speak your dialect. Teach them. It's not all about English, grammar. Even some of them don't even know how to speak the grammar. Teach them your culture, how to greet. Now I wrap up with this. Do you know, when you are married to your own dialect, I'm not trying to be selfish here. I am not saying don't marry from the other side of traditions, no. But you know, sometimes when you are married to your dialect and you have a stranger, it is easier to deceive your stranger without them knowing what you are discussing. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It is easier. You just speak your dialect. What's everywhere my hand? And the person will understand what you are saying. Your wife will understand, your husband will understand. Instead of you to beginning to crack your head and to beginning to say, oh, how do I pass this message? How do I, translate this message to this person so that this person will not hear, and all of that. It makes it more easier. What you wear, is it your culture? So today we are going to see those food we